less realistic connected. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Rip Rexon. Where are we going today, brother? We'll see. We'll see. We are doing the ferry flight. Pretty sure you're familiar with what's the ferry, right? So all these jets, right? Even the companies, jets, even the airlines. Sometimes they have to be relocated or they get sold to another companies. So they get flown around, and companies like NOMADIC, they do that stuff. So there even a YouTube channel called Speed Tape Films. This is like nomadic, right, group. Really nice, underrated, really underrated aviation channel where Bob and the other guy, what's his name? I'm not sure. They tow the aircraft, ferry aircraft throughout the whole world, and that's what we're gonna do. So no passengers today. We are located at Key West, and we will tow. We will ferry that aircraft. Here's the link to that and more of that of information like that and documents, etc. on my Discord. So join the group of aviation enthusiasts right there. Yes, yes, and these companies, they're doing a really good job. I mean, they're making tons of money. So that channel that I posted, the cockpit casual videos, just watch one of one of their videos. Like you'll like it 100%, and you'll one thing will come in your mind when you're done is like, why there's not so many subscribers to that? There's only 152,000 subscribers, but these guys are, I mean, the videos are the best. Like, for example, they tow classic. They tow a classic, right? The CL. Right. So, do you know, as you know, there's a rule, right, in the United States at least, that you can't film if. So, okay, part 121 in the United States, FAA regulations states that you cannot touch the cell phone or any camera or anything when the brakes are off in the aircraft. So this is why you don't see in any of the airline flying in the United States, and most of the videos come from Europe. So we have that real, which I believe is have sufficient grounds for it. But when you fly part 135, which is non-scheduled, right? It's the business aviation basically, and part 91, you can film, right? So they're not flying part 135 since they're not carrying passengers on scheduled airline flights. So they film everything. They film takeoff, landing, and they're really, these guys really experience their work as airline pilots as well. They just have this business, migrated to that business, and really nice music, nice jokes, nice aviation humor, all that stuff. Bob, I forgot the name of the other guy. It's actually this guy is making all the videos, and the Bob is all the time partner. So these guys are the best. Steve, yeah, Steve, that's his name. Yes, yes. Join the Discord. So a lot of information like that I will post. Just browse through it. There are a lot of sub channels which I filling out constantly. Like I mean I add a lot of information that only available that are not just on the internet, right? Documents and a lot of useful information. Only 152 subs, but they grew pretty fast. Yes, I think they deserve 1 million subscribers. Really classy and experienced guys. Yeah, stuff like that. So a lot of information. So if you I'll show a little bit from my Discord what we do there. So here on general, you can see a lot of information where I'm uh, I'm doing Neo V2, and Neo is not a sound; it's a environment program for Explain, which is based on more than 50 physical laws, and it's fluid, right? So right now we are updating to V2, and I was just doing today, I was updating the lights. So from my left leg, I've flown, I took a lot of pictures, and I took a lot of videos just for that case, and I did notes, right? So I did a comparison, right? So that's in 10,000 feet I took, and that's from sim, same location. That's the camera effect. Your eyes don't see that way. Your eyes see most like more of that kind, but more crisp, you know. So that and the sim, final, and the sim, near Miami International, and the sim. Look, it's almost identical. So there, I just do the news about. Let me. So I don't have to shout. There I do the news on development for V2 and just a lot of good stuff. There we got the screenshots of people who use the product, and you can see how diverse this product is, how it's fluid. So you can see that people using the same product and all of their flights are different. Like the skies are always different, and that's what we're bound for. So there's a 737 knowledge channel where I put a lot of data there, a lot of documents, um, stuff like this, you know, QRCs. Um, do like a 777 training, a lot of information here, all from airline captains, and a lot of documents as well. The 321 knowledge. But today we're flying the 737 MAX, which is basically like a NG, same thing, slightly different. So yeah, join the like we have, for example, we have a screenshot contest until next week for those who have Neo. Post their screenshots, and whoever gets most likes will win 3 products, 3 free products from me. In the second place will win 2 products. So yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of aviation talk, a lot of sim talk, just all that stuff. It was explained, yes. It's modded. It's not just like a modded. It's basically it took me, I started half a year ago, and took me half a year, and it's still in development. What I do basically, I took the atmosphere, took it apart, and I digitalized the atmosphere, real atmosphere, how it acts, every subject of it. So let me show you something. For example, Explain is more detailed than Microsoft in that way. See, in Microsoft we have something like that called Rex Atmos. But Rex Atmos, you have to set yourself. That's one, and it's about maybe 100 times less options and less of what it does than Neo. And in Neo, you don't have to set anything. You just install it, and it works in the background doing fluid work. So, for example, what it do right now, it would look at conditions, it would analyze, and it would see what kind of particles in the air with these conditions, right? So it would build, based on that, it would build me scattering, Rayleigh scattering, single scattering, turbidity, like a zone, all the ingredients, like how the sky looks like, what color, everything, at every altitude and every position. And it would be seamless and it would be fluid. So you would fly, but in the background, all the stuff would change. More on that I will stream whenever the V2 has something to show, because right now it's 1.83. That's the version. In V2, I'm gonna even more. I will even more make it complicated, even more. So even more diverse. The AI has calculated, guys, you won't believe this, but AI has calculated that based on my program, the probability of having the same exact sunset with the same exact how it looks is 1 in a trillion. In a trillion. It calculated basically that every sunset with any conditions that out there is like a trillion. That's how many. And about 35,000, just 35,000 even sets that your eye would be able to tell right away. And it's not like a set, it's basically fluid. The best way to tell it, if you, for example, load the like evening, right, the sunset, and then you would just change something, like change temperature, and you would see how the sky would slowly, it would react, like the clouds, everything would react. As you know that sunsets are never the same, and they're based on the temperature, the pressure, the gases, like the point of where you look from, right? Like the eyesight, the position of the sun, the clouds, if not, it's just, I named like just some of them. There are thousands of like things that matter. So all of that is what that program does. So it basically makes the fluid sim. Nobody ever done this before like that, and this is like one step to reality. It's basically digitalizing the atmosphere. And I plan later on, to port it into Microsoft Flight Sim. So you have something like Rex Atmo, but it's, again, like I said, it is still like, right, if I would change this, boom, right, it just changed. But I have to set it myself, and it's gonna stay like that. It does not change. In the in Neo, it all changes with the sim, with the condition, and yeah. So, but it's not about that today. Let's just concentrate on what we do. What we do today. So yeah, I used Active Sky for real life weather. Yeah, it's not like it's not like a weather engine more. It's more of a scattering atmosphere, sky, and like lights, and basically it's what makes the weather, right? So it could work with any weather engine. So weather engine is basically is telling what's happening where, right? The weather. But behind that, there's a core, there's atmosphere, there's physics, right? Uh, just bunch of physical laws, and that's what makes sky look that way or another way, or makes the visibility looks that way or another way, or in general, like, have you ever wondered, like, what's why is the same weather, like this rain, for example, why is sometimes kind of a little bit more different color? Why is it sometimes it's more blue, and why is it sometimes more gray or yellow, even with the same sun position? So it all depends on gases and particles, etc. Yeah. So we are located at Key West, right? And this is the This is the um, Southwest owned aircraft, which they sold to a European company, and its last flight was up to here to Key West. So we're gonna take it from here, from Key West. We're gonna build a flight. We're gonna build a path and see where it needs to go, right? But of course, we're not gonna make it to Europol today, but we'll make 2 legs or something. And first of all, here in Key West is a short runway. So even though we don't have any passengers, so we're gonna be empty, we still have limitations on the fuel and weight to take off and climb and cover the obstacles, etc. So we would have to go probably to Tampa or Miami from here. Then we would fill her up, and then we would proceed. Does that make sense? And yeah, the more I used it, the more I like that model, and I think it's more advanced than a PMDG, in my opinion. But it needs to be tested more, right? Because it could be little surprises, because we will use the random failure system, and of course they sold the aircraft, so we don't know what's working on there, what's not. But if it's airworthy or not, hope it is. So we would have to deal with all that, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So let's go ahead and they have a generator here, so we'll go ahead and power up, just to do a supplementary power up. Yeah, always nice when it's raining outside and you just go into the aircraft inside, and rain is outside and you can hear the raindrops on the fuselage, and it's just nice and comfy inside. And that's what the weather today is like. All right, let me check some. It's my flight controls are connected. I'm not a huge fan of Max, but I'm just tired of PMDG not doing any progress on their model. I mean, if you've been around in Flight Sim world, it's like basically whatever they did for FSX years ago, they ported into Prepar, and then they ported here, and it's the same thing, same bunch of failures, 30 or 40, 35 failures, whatever. Same. Just maybe a little bit on the visual candy, but it's like they don't progress, you know. So even this model has more options and more failures than PMDG, which is like, you know. And whoever has been around too, they know that iFly has been around as well for even for FSX they had iFly, which was pretty good. So I wish they would make NG version too, because as far as how it looks, I think this one wins with the looks. As far as the looks, but we'll check everything else. All right, so let me get all my docs for 737, whatever I need. Whatever I need for that plane. And I'm gonna need a... Well, I got the checklist from Southwest, but we don't need the Southwest checklist because obviously we're not flying for Southwest today. So we're just gonna use the regular FCOM standard checklist, which looks like that. I will throw that as well in Discord if you guys need it. That's the official checklist, normal checklist, and it should look like that. It's not nothing. This is from NG though. I might need a separate one for Max. Let's see. FCOM checklist. Oh, probably look like that. Probably look something like that. But I'm not sure if this is legit. Somebody just done it themselves. I wonder if that even... I don't think it's even different from NG as far as... Yeah. Yeah, it's not different, so that's okay. You can use that one. All right. What else we need? What else? What else? What else? I hope they fix standby power. What was wrong with it? Standby power? What was wrong with it? All right. All right. And also, guys, also important. One important thing. We might actually get that some part of this today as well. If you enjoy A320 family as well, I've done it before as well. I talked about before that FS Labs is basically is more complex and more it's more complex basically. It's more features and more complex, more failures than Phoenix. And I have sounds for that as well. So if you use by any chance the FS Labs, you got a ear candy here. So you got the CFM for 321 and you got the IEV25 in my store. And those sounds just exact as we I'm gonna later I will Later I will provide a Neo for that as well. Neo sounds, Neo version. Okay. What else before we go? So yeah, let's think about what we're gonna do. Um, we'll make a short flight to. Let's see here. Let's see here. One sec. One sec. Holy shit! 1 second. Right. So you see how the weather looks like in South Florida today. Crazy, crazy. So no matter where we go, it's all just stationary, and it's been raining like that for a couple of days. So basically, we'll take up to Tampa probably. Yeah, let's take to Tampa. Tampa looks more of the wow severe convective. Oh no, probably you can. Uh, we'll keep an eye out. I really don't think that weather in Microsoft Sim is any like it is not as explained where you would really you would really it would slap you in the ass if you would choose to do something stupid and go uh, with such weather, or like just go inside of the cell or something, right? Out here you don't I mean, I haven't tried to go directly into a cell, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So even in the sim, I don't do that. So let's see, where should we go? I think Tampa should be fine. We'll keep an eye, and we'll plan it out that way. Because if we go to Miami, FLL, or any MIA, it's gonna be too short of the flight, and basically the real short. So we'll we'll go to Tampa. There we will fuel it up, and then we'll continue north. Holy crap! Holy crap! Isn't that a reminder of that fall is coming? Something. Uh, so hopefully today we'll make it as far as. Of course, in reality, they would, if they would have such a flight, they would go to Tampa. They would fill it up to the max, and they would probably take it as far as like Bangor, and then from Bangor just shoot it overseas, over the pond. But it's not what we want to do. I'm not trying to sit behind the desk for 12 hours or anything like that. So we'll make it more fun. So we'll make a hops. So we have to see if the aircraft is even airworthy to cross the pond. So if any, you know, if any surprises would come up. So my plan is to take it to Tampa, which we will use some medium, I should say, I don't know, about 25,000 feet, maybe a little more or less. We'll see. Then we would fuel it up, and then we would take it as far as we'll see which city, because I have to check what scenery I have where. But in the next flight, we'll check the systems and make sure that it's viable, right? You know, if everything is good, then we will be planning. I'm thinking about like some more fun destinations like across U.S. because just flying over water is no fun. I mean, it's boring as hell, right? So we might just take it to like Asia or something, and just go through Alaska. Yeah, that's more fun. That's more fun. Let's do that. Yeah. So out here. Anyways, today we'll do Tampa, and then based on weather, we'll take it up as far as we'll see. Let's just take it to Tampa first, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and connect it. The battery's just charging. Great, so the hydraulic pumps are off, the alternator flaps are off, windshield wipers off, gear lever down, master's cut off, the radar is off. And check the let's check the silence, the bulkhead out. There you go. All right. And we'll make up the nest. Steady, we will logo, and the logo won't work unless you the utility switch is on. So we'll make these. All right. Circulations are on, and let the beast wake up. And we'll make up the nest. What I mean is by just setting up the cockpit lights. Let the sleeping beauty wake up. There you go. Right after, so I'll give it a minute or so until it wakes up. I'm gonna go outside just for a sec, and then I'll come back, guys. Okay? Just gonna grab a few documents and let you guys hang in here. Let you guys hang in here for now. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. I'm back, guys. No way, high go. Okay, sure. So yeah, since we don't have any passengers and we want with spare flight again,